Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Tuesday, January 28th, 2020 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi. Hello, and our energy mantra for today is I let my vibes take the lead. So I'm just going to say I'm back sort of. I'm still really struggling with a bad cough, but I wanted to do a voiced video for like one of the last times in this space as we are moving this week. Being sick and moving at the same time is not easy. And I'm going to reference that to this astro energy because I looked at it and that was the first feeling that I got. And even in the cards, I see it. It's like if you are trying to push the river today, if you are trying to get too much done, and you are not in alignment, if Spirit's like, slow down, take it easy, do it in flow, do it in due time, you're going to feel a lot of frustration. There's my frustration coming through, right? We have the moon in Pisces, and the moon in Pisces is literally making almost all of the connections today, and the connection that it is not making, it's still in as part of the connection, is with Mars and Neptune, and the moon's there as well. And Neptune is that Pisces energy. And with Pisces energy, we have to learn that the flow rules. So what is the flow? Are you in the flow? Are you in your authentic flow? Those are the things to keep checking in and asking yourself. And you know, I know for us with this move, there is this divine timing, and yet there's also this earth timing, and the earth timing thing has me like on edge, like, oh my gosh, can we do it in time? And the divine timing's like, we have a plan. You haven't seen the whole thing yet. And so just remember that if you're feeling the stress about not being ready, not being in, well, that's what it is not being in alignment. And it's like, how do you get yourself into that vibrational alignment? Remember, that is the lesson of Aquarius, is really tuning in. Like, where is my vibration in this? And how do I get my vibration to work with this flow? How can I get into that energy of trust and surrender, understanding this process? So let's go through these astro transits because I don't have a lot of voice in me. So like I said, moon connecting to everything through the day. The moon is going to be squaring Mars, and the moon is also going to be conjunct Neptune, which is squaring Mars. So moon square Mars. Don't have the temper tantrums when it's not going as fast as you think it should be going. Do remember, you are a creator and you want this thing to be created correctly, not super fast so that it breaks. So whatever it is, like whether it's like I gotta get to this meeting on time, or I gotta pack up the house so we can move on time, whatever that is, the stress isn't gonna help you get there. So just keep that in mind. But that moon square Mars energy, Mars in Sagittarius, that fire energy, stay optimistic. You know, this is one of the fun things about Aquarius energy too, is like this may be a fun time to actually play with time, because a lot of what the time construct is the construct and parameters that we have given it. And when you give yourself a little space to play with it, it's really amazing how we can stretch time. Let me give you an example. We are still in January. We have been in January, I swear, for about 3 months now. It's felt long, right? I asked you. It's felt long, right? You were shaking your head, yes. Okay, he doesn't think so, but me. So we really stretched out January. We really stretched out these lessons. So play with the timing energy with this. What'd you say?
Lots of lessons.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, moon conjunct Neptune supports that idea, supports like that spiritual essence, knowing, you know, we can bring a spiritual essence to this thing that we call time. So play with that. Be willing to go there. There also may be some good revelations, spiritual ahas, insight, intuition. I know the last couple days have been really intense. It's always hard when we lose a public figure and, you know, face our own mortality. And I do feel like it brings up the shocking essence of death. And I don't feel like death has always been something that's brought so much trauma and shock on this planet. And I think that came along, I've said this to many people, with Atlantis. And so if you're working through that, give yourself some space and time to move through that energy today, and understand it. I have the healing card. And so as we process these emotional energies, there can be much healing. And I do feel like it's much deeper than this personal layer. Mars square Neptune. This energy is such an interesting energy. Mars in Sagittarius has read all the texts, it has read all the books, it knows everything. And yet Neptune's like, again, there's this higher plan and you don't know about it yet. You know, you don't have the full picture. You don't know everything that's meant to be in the experience. And you've really got to trust that. And so it's really making peace between the parts of you that thinks it knows what it needs to know and the part of you that knows that it doesn't know anything. Make peace between those parts and that will flow smoothly. But otherwise, you will probably get yourself caught up in, I don't know what a good PC way of saying this is, but some level of frustration resistance. And we'll just look at this very frustrated monkey right here. Sorry, I'm running out of voice. Moon continues on to connect with Venus. Spend some time being good to yourself. Again, there can be very nice healing, connecting with the universe. Don't try to make me laugh right now. My monkey sitting next to me. Moon will also connect with Pluto and Saturn. Pluto and Saturn are still spreading further apart, but they're still so close. We're still reeling from the lessons of this Pluto-Saturn energy. And again, Moon in Pisces is like, there is a spiritual reason. Can you grasp the spiritual reason? Somebody asked me today, and I haven't responded. Sorry if you're listening, but doing a lot right now. Why is there so much darkness right now? Why is there so much death right now? I really don't think there's any more death or darkness right now. But I do feel like the darkness, it really is up in our face, you know, at this time. But there's also so much light. I have been making a point in these videos and on especially like special days to light this candle, to visibly have this light to remind me of its presence. I have been holding the mantra, I believe in good things, to help me move through some of these challenges, some of this shadow energy. So if you are also feeling that, again, I would say I don't think it's any more than usual. But it does feel very intense. And you're not alone in feeling the intensity. We have to keep tuning into there is a spiritual reason. And I feel like the spiritual reason is to make us ultimately face and heal our shadows and remind us of our light, our gifts, our creation, our love that we came here to bring and offer. So that is it from me today. I will do my best to show up on video, but at the very least, we'll be doing write-ups as we move along to our next home. You can always book a reading with me. I will not be booking for the next week or so, but after that, I'm back in it. The better it gets, the better it gets. Excuse me, I'm sorry. What is it? The better it gets, the better it gets. I can't even say it right now. The better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you, and you do have the power. Namaste.